problem is how to take the JSON data to Google Cloud. Handle those cases where the Windows license is not genuine and I cannot use Microsoft Gateway. Alternatively, we need to do a consolidated reporting, right?
Yes, sir.
Using beta Google Sheets and
Recording in progress.
Powerbi है ये बहुत ज़्यादा. So इसकी एप्लीकेशन बेटा बहुत ज़्यादा है. एप्लीकेशन इज इन से इन्वेंट्री ऑप्टिमाइजेशन,
Yes, sir.
परचेज प्लानिंग, इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा है. देन हैंडलिंग लार्ज डेटा सेट्स, ये बहुत बहुत क्रिटिकल प्रॉब्लम है बिकॉज आई गॉट लार्ज डेटा सेट्स. Handling disparate data sets. I've got 40 different locations. So I want the extract, transform and load to be done on the cloud itself. मैंने उसका raw data लिया and then I do the ETL at the cloud. I don't use. So basically remove the dependence on the desktop machine. So now how to go about it is, see, suppose, so like this is the case I've got this C colon sample company, right? This is my JSON output
Yes,
which I
sir.
can have. Now what I go is I do a Google, right? I do a Google, sorry, I by mistake I typed it. I do a Google and beta I go and say Google Drive download. ठीक है बेटा?
Google
So
Drive.
I can
Yes,
say
sir.
download Google Drive. This is download Google Drive for desktop.
Okay.
This you can drive and this thing. This is straight and simple. This many people will have. Then click on the
Yes, sir.
Google Drive desktop. Go to
Okay.
preferences. This is clear.
Yes, sir.
And in the preferences, in my this thing, you add a folder. Let me add any folder. मैं ये कहता हूँ बेटा. Suppose I say that I want to add this folder. मैं अभी एक backup लेना चाह रहा हूँ. Suppose. Suppose I say this is my TCP file. I want to just keep a backup of what Anubhav has done, right? है ना? So this is a client customization. I want to keep a backup. So I say select this folder, and this is synced with Google Drive. Is it clear?
Okay.
And I say done.
Yes, sir.
This is done, and this is save. Okay. So now what's happened is that it has gone on to the cloud. So if I go down to my Google Drive, I will get this. So now taking the data onto Google Cloud. So I can take a lot of data to Google Cloud. Google can, syncs it up. So taking the data to cloud is not a big problem. The problem was how to link it up with the BI tool. So I pick it up here. My computers. my laptop. This is my laptop, and this has just now come my client customization. ये तुम्हें समझ में आया बेटा कि नहीं आया? Is this clear? Devjyoti? Devjyoti beta? Okay, fine. So then I give this. Now I go here and I go to sample company. And in the sample company I have got, say, this voucher types. This is my JSON file. I go to get link, and बेटा get link में इसको restricted के बजाय anyone with the link कर दो.
Okay.
Then बेटा copy the link.
Okay, sir.
Then I better do it done. Correct. And then I come
Yes.
here and I say Control V. Okay. So take this and I say Control V. Now this portion is critical. ये वाला जो portion है ना, ये critical है. So take this copy. ठीक है ना? And I'm going to give you this test. It says http://drive.google.com. You see export is equal to download ID is equal to. तो ये वाला जो ID है, इसकी जगह तुम ये वाला ID डाल दो. So if I take this beta here, Control C, Control V, right? Then I pick up this. ये हो गया तुम्हारा? Is this clear?
Okay.
Yes, no? Now pick this
Yes,
up
sir.
entirely. Go to Control C and go to your finance integration and say new data source and click on web. And click here Control V. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Say OK. तो क्या हुआ बेटा, ये पूरा का पूरा डेटा गूगल से लिंक सिंक हो गया.
Okay, sir.
Is this clear? Now
Yes,
अभी भी
sir.
पूरा नहीं हुआ है. So what I do is I will actually, because this envelope is a problem, because you don't want this envelope to come in, right? So I go here and then I expand to new rows. Then I click here and instead of use original column name, simply click it like this and I say OK. You see that envelope is gone. And that's it. So the difference between this and this is that this is synced with Google Drive.
Okay.
Is this clear? So
Yes, sir.
once this is done, then either your own or the client's Google Drive, you can sync it. And then simply name it with what you have it here. So suppose I've got this as a voucher types. तो बस इसका नाम voucher types रख देना. समझ में आया बेटा कि नहीं आया?
Yes, sir.
So say I copy it and I paste it here. I duplicate it for a minute, huh?
Okay.
And then what I do is I rename it here. Then I delete this here. control V. ये होगा. That is the entire process of getting the data from Google Drive. So the trick is you take a, तो ये this वाला जो है, this I will add it onto the YouTube video. इसके आगे वो identification. So for each of the files which have been taken, बस you simply take the ID.
Okay.
Right, और उससे sync कर दो अपने Power BI में. So all his
Okay,
data will
yes, sir.
then come from Google. So what he's going to do is, you will say, suppose you have extracted his data, you get all his ID, right, and then you make this here. Then what you do is you take this data and publish it. I have published it onto the cloud. I'll show you how to do it.
सर भाउचर टाइप 2 में किस टाइप का डेटा है सर?
Voucher types 2 is actually on my desktop machine, and voucher types was coming from the cloud. मतलब मैंने एक separate
Okay.
file बनाई है.
सर उसको तो भाउचर टाइप नहीं देके सर डेट डायमेंशन देने से याद भी रहेगा सर.
नहीं, तुम समझ नहीं रहे हो ना. मैं डेटा ही क्लाउड से ले जा रहा हूँ ना. आई एम टेकिंग दिस स्टैंडअलोन डेटा टू द क्लाउड.
ओके.
मैं किसी क्लाइंट को अपना सोर्स कोड नहीं दिखाना चाहता. आई डोंट वांट देम टू सी द सोर्स कोड.
ओके सर.
Because the IP is that DAX. I want him to see only the viewers. I might simply give him a viewer access.
ओके सर, आई अंडरस्टैंड.
Is it clear?
यस सर.
So that might be the case. Like what other companies are doing is simply a viewer access, because it might be due to, because here it is TCP. So this is the double layered protection.
Yes, sir.
One is your TCP, and the second is that the client gets only the viewer access. नहीं आया बेटा समझ में?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you. I take this here and I publish it. And I go here and I say select. Correct? I've published it to the cloud. मैंने sample data लिया, put it on Google Drive, synced it with my local machine and put it onto the cloud, right? Like the case we had when this there was this logistics company, that data was not being picked up by the machine only. Machine was not able to pick it up. Right? So I could have done this. I had asked them for a permission if I can use my Google Drive. Is it clear? And from there
Yes,
I could sync it. So now I go here. And I go to powerbi.com.
Yes, sir. Powerbi.
And then I go here. I sign in. And I go to dynamic. Now when I come here, so this, my dashboards and all will be made in the cloud. Now when I load this report here, this data is now coming from the cloud. अभी ये तो edit की facility I've given. But here you see, he's not seeing the direct DAX. Now he can actually download this file. So he can still download the file. That I cannot stop, right? So this is with his full view. ये तुम्हें समझ में आया बेटा कि नहीं आया?
Yes, sir.
Right. But when I go down to dynamic and I need to beta do a refresh, तो ये वाला जो डेटा सेट है, सेटिंग्स, ये पर्सनल गेटवे की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी ना, ये ऑटोमेटिकली गूगल क्लाउड से लिंक हो जाएगा, सिंक कर जाएगा. Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
ये यहाँ पे गूगल क्लाउड पे, मैंने गूगल क्लाउड पे डाला, गूगल क्लाउड से जब रिफ्रेश करोगे तो अपने आप आ जाएगा. गेटवे की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी ना इसमें. अच्छा ये मैं I'll handle this separately कि ये रिफ्रेश पैरामीटर कैसे सेट होगा. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. सर ये तो शेड्यूलिंग रिफ्रेशिंग है सर, आप कितना टाइम बाद रिफ्रेश करना चाहते हैं?
हाँ जी,
डेटा को आप शेड्यूलिंग रिफ्रेश करना चाहते हैं क्या सर?
हाँ, शेड्यूल रिफ्रेश क्लाउड से क्लाउड पे चला गया ना. So the data
Yes, sir.
goes from my machine to the cloud, and from cloud automatically this Powerbi file. But what happens is, say I give access. I give viewer access and I pick up, say, Sharan. Right? And I add and I close it. So now I sign out. Then I go to powerbi.com. So now when I get in here, this was 7 months ago. So he has he does not have the home. इसमें नहीं आया ना, ये वर्क स्पेस आया ना डायनामिक. So I pick up this report, suppose. अब यहाँ से बेटा आपको इसका एडिट वॉल्यूम नहीं मिल रहा, so he can't see the source code. Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
So from my module I can refresh the data and then he can view it. आया कि नहीं आया समझ में? नहीं आया. Here is not able to refresh it ना, he can subscribe and all. He's just got the viewer
Okay,
access.
sir. Okay, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So with this I come down to the end of my first session. So I'll just close this. And-
Recording stopped.
ठीक है, ये समझ में आ गया ना बेटा कैसे किया जा सकता है, बिकॉज यू माइट नॉट वांट टू रिलीज योर आईपी.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, now give me some time, I'll just get back to you after settling this. Okay.
Okay, sir.